I'm ABC 15 data analyst Garrett Archer, and I'm taking you inside the numbers on why we're in the midst of another debt ceiling negotiation and how a potential government shutdown might impact you. So believe it or not, these debt ceiling votes are enshrined in the U.S. Constitution, and here's what that debt looks like. In 2017, the U.S. had $20 trillion in total publicly held debt. 7 years later, that number is now almost double, almost $36 trillion in total debt. So how did we get here? Well, the answer is simple math. As of October, the federal government collected almost $630 billion for this fiscal year, but it has already spent $1.2 trillion, meaning we had to borrow almost $630 billion. And this is how that money is spent. Over 70% of the federal spending is mandatory, meaning it cannot be cut or changed in any budget bills. Most of that spending is Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. Discretionary spending is the rest, about 30%. The biggest part of that is the Pentagon, followed by every other government agency. The smallest federal outlay, by the way, is foreign aid at less than 1%. So what might a government shutdown mean to you? Well, here's a list of services that may and will not be impacted. If you are a federal worker who is not in law enforcement, you will likely be furloughed. National parks might be closed. Most air travel workers are deemed essential, but there could still be delays. The IRS will stop some non-essential services, and I know you're all crushed about that. And the EPA and the FDA inspections will come to a halt. However, Social Security checks will still go out, Medicare payments are still processed, food assistance still happens, and visa and passport services do not shut down because they are fee-based and they pay for themselves. How long could a shutdown last? Well, the longest one is also the most recent, December 21st of 2018. That was a 34-day shutdown. The next longest was the 1995 shutdown that lasted for 21 days. It starts to drop from there, with 11 of the 20 shutdowns lasting for less than a week. With a look inside the numbers, I'm Garrett Archer, ABC 15, Arizona.